Emma stared at the kitchen sink filled with dishes, not because the mess bothered her, but because of what it represented. For months, her marriage felt like it was slowly cracking, quietly, silently, like ice breaking beneath someone's feet. She and her husband, Daniel, weren't fighting, they weren't shouting, they were simply drifting. At first, she brushed it off. All couples go through phases, she told herself. But recently, the silence between them had begun to feel heavy. They lived in the same house, yet felt miles apart. Daniel walked in from work that evening, tired and distracted. He mumbled a quick "hey" and headed straight to the couch. Emma watched him, wondering when they last laughed together or even held hands. It felt like they were becoming roommates instead of partners. That night, after a tense and quiet dinner, Emma sat on the edge of the bed, scrolling through her phone, feeling empty. She suddenly came across a short quote from a marriage therapist. "The marriage that talks stays." She read it again. "The marriage that talks stays." It hit her harder than she expected. She realized something painful. She and Daniel had stopped talking, not about bills, chores, or schedules, but really talking, heart to heart, like they used to. The next morning, Emma made a decision. A small one, a simple one, but one she hoped would change everything. Day 1. The habit begins. At breakfast, Daniel sat scrolling through his phone as usual. Emma took a deep breath. "Daniel," she said softly. He looked up. "Can we talk for 5 minutes every day? No phones, just us?" He looked surprised, almost caught off guard. About what?" he asked. "Anything, everything, just us." Daniel didn't fully understand, but he nodded. "Yeah, sure." And so it began. That evening, they sat together on the couch. It felt awkward, like meeting an old friend after years apart. Emma asked him, "How was work?" "Really?" Daniel hesitated, but then started talking. Not the usual one-sentence answer, but honestly, about stress, frustrations, his feelings of burnout. Emma listened, truly listened, and for the first time in months, Daniel felt heard. Day 5. Walls start falling. By day 5, something started to shift. Daniel came home and sat next to her instead of heading straight to the TV. "So, what was the best part of your day?" he asked her, trying to imitate her style. Emma smiled, this time genuinely. They talked about silly things, meaningful things, and things they didn't realize they were holding inside. The 5-minute habit slowly turned into 10 minutes, then 20. They were reconnecting without even trying too hard. Day 10. The healing begins. One night, after their usual talk, Daniel admitted something that broke Emma's heart. "I thought I was failing you," he said quietly. Emma turned to him, shocked. "Failing me? Daniel, why would you think that?" "You seemed distant, and I didn't know how to fix it, so I stayed quiet, and I guess you stayed quiet too." Emma reached for his hand, something she hadn't done in weeks. "I wasn't distant because I didn't care," she whispered. "I was distant because I felt like you didn't notice me anymore." Their eyes met, and for a moment it felt like time had paused just for them. Talking didn't magically erase all problems, but it opened a door they had forgotten to unlock. Day 20. A stronger bond. By day 20, they were laughing again. Inside jokes resurfaced, teasing returned. She would find small notes from Daniel on the fridge. He would come home with her favorite snacks. It was the little things, the things that grow only when communication is alive. That evening, during their talk, Daniel admitted something. "You know, I didn't realize how far we drifted, but this 5-minute thing, it saved us." Emma felt tears gather in her eyes. "Saved us?" she repeated. "Yeah, because when we talk, I feel close to you again." The lesson. Emma and Daniel didn't fix their marriage by taking a vacation, buying gifts, or making huge sacrifices. They saved it with one simple habit: 5 minutes of honest conversation every day.
5 minutes of listening, 5 minutes of understanding, 5 minutes of choosing each other on purpose. Most marriages don't fall apart in a single explosion. They fade through silence, neglect, and assumptions. But they can also be rebuilt the same way. One small moment, one small conversation, one small habit at a time. Emma once believed that marriages were saved by grand romantic gestures, but now she knew the truth. Marriages are saved in the quiet moments, when two people choose to stay connected even when life tries to pull them apart. And so, every night, no matter how tired they were, no matter how busy life became, Emma and Daniel kept their promise. 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes transformed everything.